Like the littlest one, Nicholas, I'm gonna put him on full fucking blast.
Okay.
He does like a little sibling ass shit. Like in the middle of the night, you just see like the bathroom light on for like 45 minutes, and you're like, what? He must be blowing that bitch the fuck up. And it's like, oh no, he is like literally like you walk in there and he's trying to like tie like one of those TNT like pop rocks to like a packet of ramen and like try to blow up ramen in the bathroom. Like, he does weird shit like that. And you're like, dog, it's like 11 o'clock at night. Like, why are you trying to blow up ramen?
It's blooming.
Hey, is this thing on?
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Are We Recording? I'm 007 Gage Sutton here with the young Rottweiler, Ethan Hamilton.
You didn't like that? No.
Okay. I'm not sure how I felt about that.
I thought it was like I was trying to be smooth with my bark. Like, no?
No.
Okay, won't happen again. I tried something new, won't happen again next podcast.
And you might recognize this familiar face, blind dating. First time on the podcast, we've got Hailey joining us today. Thanks for coming in, and Ethan's gonna give you some shit for being late, but hey,
For sure. I've been waiting for it.
Okay, so I guess we can kind of just start with, you've sat in on the podcast, you're a part of blind dating, you've seen our creative minds at work. What do you think about like our setup? And
Are you nervous at all?
Yeah.
Are you ready for the hard-hitting questions and hard-hitting topics?
No, I'm prepared. For sure.
Oh, so you know like what this show's about.
The first time I met Ethan, I was like, oh, this is...
You're like, oh, damn. He's cute? No.
And then when I found out, like, this is what you do, I was like, you know what? That's not surprising at all.
What do you mean by that? She's like, oh, this is what you do? Like, for fun? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's...
No, not
that's
in
cool.
a bad
That adds
way. Not in a bad way. It's just like, I'm just not surprised that you like to...
Talk?
Entertain people.
I'll take that.
He's an entertainer at heart.
For sure.
Yeah.
I would
For
like
sure.
to think so. I would think I'm, like, charismatic, like, good-looking, like, all of the above. A, B, C, D. Okay, no, it's not.
You're putting words in her mouth.
No,
All right, let's. All right. So we came up with obviously a list of topics to talk a little bit about today, and we'll get to all of those. But hey, just like start by just telling us how you've been. How are things going? It's been.
How's your life going?
Yeah.
It's been a stressful week for all of us, I would say.
No, it's been so stressful. All I do is work now. Like, ever since, like, summer started, all I've done is working. And I just became, like, full-time at work. Mm-hmm. So I've been working, like, way more hours than I've ever done. And this is only my second job ever. Like...
What?
What was your first job ever?
I worked at...
Can I guess?
Go.
Hooters?
I worked at Build-A-Bear.
Oh, you did work at Build-A-Bear. I've heard you say this. Yeah, that's funny because I used to work at Build-A-Bear. Ish.
What?
Like
what do you mean ish?
Ish, yeah.
The job I worked, I used to work at a hotel.
Oh, you told me.
And the job at the hotel, they had a Build-A-Bear
inside
station.
the.
I remember you told me that.
And
yeah,
I was trained to work Build-A-Bear. Yeah. No, it was wild. Like the craziest story I have from there is like one time I remember it was like the week before the Super Bowl, and I was working there, right? And I just remember, I don't know if y'all had to do it, but like we had the machines where you had to like stand and like pump them.
We didn't have to stand. I had to sit.
Oh, they didn't let us sit down. We had to stand and pump. So I'm standing and pumping them. And like the way it works is like the kids, they had these little passes that they come to each of the stations. It's like a prepaid basically pass. Okay. You pay for like a Build-A-Bear, you pay for a tattoo, you pay like a game card or whatever. So that whenever it's their turn to come to the Build-A-Bear, they pick whatever stuffed animal, they bring it to you, they wait in line, you stuff it, you check them out, and it'd be the end of it, right? But this time, like this little boy, like he just came up and he was like, I want this one, cool. Like, and kids do weird stuff all the time. Like they're always like grabbing stuff that I'm supposed to grab, doing this, doing that. But this kid was a little different, right? I just remember like I'm just stuffing the bear, and the mom and dad is just having a conversation. They're just talking, and I look to like the right of me, and I look at the other like Build-A-Bear station because there's two of them stacked next to each other, and he's like full on like Brazzers like deep throating like the little stuffing thing, like, and I'm like. And I stop what I'm doing and I'm looking at the parents like are you not kidding? Like your kid's like deep throating this stuff here right now. And I just remember the dad being like, he tapped the mom. He's like, oh, honey, look, he takes after you or something like that.
Oh, shit.
And I was dying laughing. And I just remember she smacked the fuck out of him like in the back of the head. I was dying laughing. But that kid was like filled with stuffing. Like
that's disgusting.
I wanted so hard just to step on the machine real quick. just stuffing go
You made
everywhere.
him choke or something.
Nah, he didn't look like he had a gab reflex.
Okay.
Oh, brother. Okay.
What?
That's a child you're talking about right now.
He's the one that wanted to do that. It's not me.
Yeah, no.
They start young.
No, I don't have any crazy stories like that.
No, like no one ever came in and like recorded one of the voice boxes and did something
Like something
really
weird?
Yeah.
No. I had a lot of sad people though. I felt like more than like happy people coming and like recording their voice.
What do you mean?
Like I had a lot of like people who were doing people like who died or something like that. Like those kind of voices, and that shit used to make me cry.
No, that
Every time, like I would just start tearing up because it would be so sad, like so sad to like just hear it. Like that's somebody's like last like recording kind of thing, or the only like thing they had of them. So that used to make me sad.
No, that would fuck me up too. I'm not gonna lie. Thank God we didn't have nothing like that.
No, I mean, but I feel like, so y'all never had anyone come in. I've seen it on TikTok, and I feel like people have done this before. Like they'll come in and they'll be like, oh, I gotta make a teddy bear or whatever, and they'll make it normally, and then when they're recording, they'll be like, hey John, sorry for hitting your grandma with my car. It was an accident, kinda. I hope she's okay. Like that hasn't happened to y'all?
No.
Okay.
They didn't give us voice boxes.
I feel like you probably put like 2 mouths on a bear and like did some weird shit with it.
No, putting 2 mouths on a building is wild.
Yeah, no.
Nah,
No?
I wish.
You said I wish.
There would be the stuff that would weird me out was when I would see like these little teen couples coming in, and they would make the sound ones for each other. They had to be like 13.
You wanna role play? You wanna role play like us going like?
No. Anyways, they were like, they would be like, "I love you, babe," da da da, and I'd be
so
like, "You're
cringy.
literally like 13."
To be fair, like if a guy did that for you, your heart would melt.
So like before working at Build-A-Bear, like I was like, "Oh, that would be kind of cute," and then when I started working there, like I was like, "No," I would literally gag if my boyfriend or whatever got me a Build-A-Bear and their voices in it.
You're a liar. Like that's how I know you. She's starting the podcast already lying.
No.
Like,
Okay, so
bullshit.
hold on. Is that a bad gift? Like if
No. It wouldn't be a bad gift. Like, I just after working there, it's just cringy to me now.
Gotcha,
Like
gotcha.
I just no. Like it's no.
all right.
I didn't get much out of that job. I think my favorite part would be like when I would see the single dads come in with their like cute kids.
But I was the bad guy talking about moms. I'm on the Danny episode.
I don't remember that.
I don't think that's like. Are you talking about the attractiveness level of the dad, or like are you just saying like, oh, the dad came in and was like, I don't give a fuck, like you get whatever you want?
No. Like they would actually like be there like with the kid like step by step. Because I would have parents come in and then they wouldn't like really care what their kid was doing. But like I would see these single dads come in with like their kids and like actually like make memories with them for it. And I thought that was so attractive. Like it would be so cute.
So this proves my point about how like this is why I want to get like a partner, because like I want to get a partner, have a kid with this partner, right? Mm-hmm. Just so that I like could take like the kid to the grocery store or like run errands with the kid. And chicks would be like, "Oh my god, you're a single dad! Like you're so cute!" Like that's the type of time I'd be on.
No, but honestly, like I don't know how y'all feel about this. Me personally, I'm not ready to have a kid, but I'm so excited to have kids.
No,
like, that's one of the
just so I
things
can pull
look
shit off.
forward
Like I just want to do
the
shit
most.
like that. Like I just want to flirt with other moms or like other people.
That's the main reason.
Yeah, that's the other reason. And
believe that for
and then
sure.
just like make conversation, like flirting with another single mom. Like my wife is like calling me angry with her bedhead, talking about, Ethan, where are you at right now? And I'm like, I went to the store. You went to the store 2 hours ago. Where the fuck you at? That's the type of shit. That's the only reason why I get married.
That's the kind of girl you're gonna marry?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
That's you judging already my choice of women?
I will always judge your choice of
We're
women.
not even 10 minutes into the podcast.
I'm just saying, I just always have opinions.
Let's flip the switch.
with
Let's
it.
judge Hailey's. No, we're kidding.
No, literally he does that anyway, and you know he literally does that
honestly,
anyways.
But no, I don't. I don't be judgy. Is what I do judgy?
Literally, I can remember every time that I had showed you a guy, and you were just like you would make a face and never say a word. You would just literally be like,
What am I supposed to do? Like
Literally, like you just say.
What am I supposed to do? I'm not the one hitting on the guy, so what am I supposed to be like? Oh, like he's kind of sweet. Like what do you want me to say?
I don't know. It's just judgy.
Just
for
be
sure.
supportive, man.
I am supportive. I'm probably everybody's like in everybody's top 3 most supportive friends.
Yeah.
Lie. Tell me I'm not. I be putting batteries in y'all's bags, for good or for bad.
For sure.
Okay, you're supportive to some of us. You're not supportive to Travis.
I am supportive to Travis. When Travis was, the other day when he was trying to hit on this one chick and we kept calling him pussy in a group chat.
That's supportive?
Yeah. He kept going like,
I mean, I guess to some degree it is.
yeah, because he was like, I'm pussy, and I'm like, you pussy? And then he ended up messaging the
You
girl.
like to build character. You like to help people build their character.
I would say so.
I for sure think like I've become a very different person since meeting you. Like you've just made me think differently for sure.
Honestly, does that mean we like Galileo?
Oh my
like
god, bro!
Shakespeare or something like that?
You were like smiling so much right now.
I was like,
Yeah, I know. You made his whole day. His whole week.
Never complimenting you again. That's it.
No, but I hope I do that to people. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like a lot of the things that like I've heard from people like you, because from where I grew up, I didn't have that. I had friends, but like I had certain types of friends, and I'd really only be like 1 or 2 types of friends. And now coming to Texas State, right? And I'm being here almost 3 years, right? Something like that. I'm gonna guess for 3 years. I've met a bunch of people that I didn't think I was gonna meet, and I feel like by talking with y'all, there's kind of been like a better understanding of like how to deal with people. Because I used to be that type of guy that I'd like just get I wouldn't say angry, but I get annoyed very easily. Like I was very much like.
I feel like we've had this conversation before.
Probably.
We've had, and I feel like that's why like I think about it a lot when it comes to those things.
Because I feel like people take. My biggest thing is I really feel like people take themselves too seriously.
I agree.
I think that's a general problem with people like our age, is that we're so consumed with like
our image and like what people think of us. I feel like that's probably
no matter how many times people will tell you like me that tell you I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Like everybody to a certain level cares what somebody thinks about themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if we were younger and we figured out like like when you'd go to like a prom or you go to like a school dance or you go somewhere to the mall and you'll be all dolled up like and you'll just be like just sitting in the corner of the room like and not wanting to dance or like have fun with your friends because you're like, oh, what if I look weird doing this or that? You know what I'm saying? If we realized when we were younger, like, bro, like, nobody gives a fuck about you. Like, nobody's watching you right now. Like, have fun. I feel like we all would have been in a better place.
I feel like I've always thought like that, though.
Okay.
Like, I don't think I was never, like, overthinking it too much.
See, I was different. I overthought it a lot, especially, like, in, like, middle school and early high school.
I also think I learned really early, like a lot earlier than like most of my friends or like most people, like who the kind of people I want to be around and I want in my life.
Yeah.
So I think that's why like I was just like, oh, I don't really care because these people know who I am and how I am.
See, that's dope. That's dope because I feel like people need to figure that out eventually. You know what I'm saying? And it's sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just like I meet people all the time who I don't get along with, or I guess, okay, I'm not going to say I don't get along with them because, like, I get along with everybody, but there are people that I don't really vibe with or, like, people I don't really get along with, but there's no reason for me to, like, be weird around them. Does that make sense?
Or even, like try harder to, like, make it, like, a common thing. Yeah, no, I feel, don't get me started on that. I hate when people...
let's get started on it.
No, I hate when people, like, just don't take it, like, oh, this person doesn't, like, really like me or, like, we just don't vibe. And, like, leave it alone. No, I hate people who just, like, have to keep going and, like, at it and trying really hard. It annoys me so much.
Yeah, I used to be one of those people. I used to be like, man, this person doesn't like me. Like, why don't you like me? Like, why don't you like me?
No.
And it was to a point where I remember I was just like, one day I was like, man, this person don't like me. Like, that sucks. And then I would just forget about it. Like, oh, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Like, half of, like, my best friends now, like, they get mad at me every time I bring it up. But when I first met them, I swore I thought they hated me. I swore they thought they hated me. But now we're like best friends. And it's like, I'm glad I didn't take it that serious. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. And it's sad to think that people, honestly, I didn't think that. I always thought, like, people somehow figure that out. But then I sadly figured that out that some people never do.
No.
Like, they never understand, like, it's okay to, like, people, like, to not be friends with people.
Yeah, I'm with you
Even like at grown ages.
Also,
I think it's crazy.
I think it's the opposite too. Like I feel like going to Texas State, a lot of people I know that I'm like, oh, you would have been dope in our friend group. Like if you would have just like put your guard down, like maybe you're not used to like, because I feel like guys handle friendships like how they handle dating. And let me explain why, right? I think a lot of guys they handle their.
I'll walk with you.
They walk with me, right? I feel like a lot of guys, right? They come to college and they're like, oh man, especially the popular guys, like, oh, I've only hung out with like extremely good looking guys or guys that played sports and guys that did this and that, and then they come to college and those type of guys don't want to hang out with them no more. Those type of guys when they come to college, they don't really want to hang out with them anymore.
Yeah.
So they're always searching for that new group of like good looking athletic guys, like courting them, like they're dating, they're looking for guys like that, and it's like, bro, maybe if you just like actually like quit being so superficial, and you're like, oh, let me hang out with this nerd guy that likes anime, and this guy makes me die laughing. Maybe I meet friends through him, and meeting him become mutual friends. Like, I feel like guys, especially, like they don't want to admit it, but guys handle friendships like that, like dating, like that. It's weird. It's so weird like that.
Do you think like fraternities and sororities have some kind of effect on the way people come into college and like the way they think about making friends and stuff?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I feel like...
Well, because you're in a sorority, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have to get into specifics or anything.
No,
but...
Yeah, I'm in it. For me, I think it was a lot different because I went into the sorority looking for something that I've already been through in high school. So I was on the dance team in high school, and we were really close, like a sisterhood, a really big thing. And as much as, like, it stressed me out and I went through a lot of drama with it, I knew I needed it coming into college. Like, that kind of stuff meant a lot to me. So that's why I went through it. So, me personally, some of the whole clique things and, oh, why does she want to be my friend? Or why don't they want to hang out with me? That stuff never really bothered me because I learned it then.
Yeah.
And some people come into college not understanding any of that, not knowing how a huge group of girls work and, like, what's okay and what's not okay and, like, just to let things be kind of thing. I think it does affect it a lot because you come in, like, to college not knowing a lot of people. Like, I came here specifically because I knew a lot of people from my school weren't coming here, so I knew I was going to have to try harder for, like, my group of friends. But at the same time, it's like some people just like make that their whole thing. Yeah. Like, I need these friends. I need these kind of friends. So, I don't know. I don't know why.
It's kind of weird because, like, I kind of sympathize with that because I play football and basically, like, you know, I was cool with everybody on the team, but I feel like, and this kind of happened to me and Ethan at KTSW, like, because that's when I really first started making friends at Texas State. Like, you join a group and then you kind of find the people that you end up becoming closer with. And from KTSW is how I met Ethan and X and, you know, everyone in the group. And now they've become kind of my brotherhood. And that's kind of, I don't know. It's interesting how people find like their groups.
And I think people just overthink the concept of cliques. Like, I feel like they think of clique and they're like, oh, that's bullying, or people like to like exclude people. No, I think people just need to be okay with the fact that it's okay to have like that group of friends. Sorry, I get distracted.
No, we got stuff going on behind the...
No, I'm with you. In my opinion, High School Musical ruined a lot of people's college experience.
I think...
High School Musical?
Let me explain.
Okay, well, can you explain?
Let me explain, right?
Okay.
And also it ruined people's high school like perception because they thought, hey, I'm just gonna go in. Every person thought they was Troy Bolton. Every person thought they was Gabriella. You're not. You're not just gonna walk into the school and you're not gonna trip, fall over a guy, knock his books down. And that's gonna be the love of your life. Like that's not the case. You have to go out of your way to meet people. You have to put yourself in situations to have great experiences with people. And I feel like watching High School Musical, like when we were younger, because that's what we grew up on. Like, I'm a High School Musical junkie. High School Musical 2 is my shit.
I do love that shit.
Like it's like, and so I get it, but like people put themselves in like a mindset of like, what is it? What do they call it? Main character syndrome?
Yeah.
They put themselves in the mindset of being a main character, and it's like, bro, life isn't a TV show.
Exactly, and I think this is the other thing is like shows like that romanticize like perfect friendships or relationships, and like doesn't really work out like that. You know what show I was actually just rewatching on Netflix? They just added it, and I was like, okay, for nostalgia, I'm gonna check it out and see, you know, how it holds up.
I want to see what you're gonna say.
Ned's Declassified.
Oh my God.
Survival Guide.
I thought you were saying Zoe 101.
Oh, okay, that show's really good too. But no, I started watching Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, and that was the one, like, I remember it would come on like Saturday mornings on Nickelodeon, and it was like getting you ready for middle school. And I was watching it back, and I was like, okay, this actually has some like really like interesting lessons about like just being yourself and not giving a shit about what anyone else, and like all the different social groups. And it's like, it was very grounded for a kid's show at the time. And there are other ones that are just like, oh, everyone gets along, everyone's friends. That's not how that works. Like,
yeah, no, it's not how that works. And I'm glad that, like, honestly, well, me and Gage are graduated already, and you're getting to the point, I think, where you're starting to realize it too. It's like, man, let me just like take myself out of my comfort zone and start doing experiences with people I may or may not have thought I would do. Like, I would, like, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't imagine hanging out with guys like us. You know what I'm saying? Like weirdos like us. But I'm pretty sure you're glad that you did. Like, I would say so, right?
No, yeah, I think it was just different because how I did meet y'all, like through Jairus or whatever, and even him, like being him, he was already like different, I guess, from what I would have like. Yeah, from who I would have hung out with, but like I did like put a lot of trust in him and all this stuff. Like we got really close. So when he was like, "Oh, these boys are like really cool," like I was like, okay, like I had to give it a chance thing, just like how I gave him one. But that's just, some people aren't willing to do that. Most times when they get really comfortable with who they are trying to be, you know, like they don't want to mess up their
image. It's very superficial because like it goes back to like really people don't give a fuck about us. Like I know we shouldn't be saying that because we have a podcast. We want people to give a fuck about us. But it's like in like our day-to-day lives, we go to the grocery store and we're like fixing our hair or fixing our shirts, and we get up and you're like, sometimes you just need that voice in like the back of your head just to tell you like nobody's watching. Yeah. Like it's okay. Yeah. Like, nobody's watching. Like it's okay. It's not the end of the world.
But I think y'all, that's why like I give this to y'all, like how committed y'all are to it, because at the same time y'all know like this is growing, of course, obviously, and we all hope it gets a lot bigger than what it is now, but you have a lot of people that you know who like believe in you and who truly want to like see you do that.
Support the vision,
so like you just don't care. Because you don't care what other people have to say, because you already have like.
No, I'm with you. Like I have the people I rock with in my corner. Yeah. Like, and that's okay. That's all I need.
And you have to block out like the negative stuff because.
Yeah.
I got my hater blockers on.
That's what I'm saying.
What is it called?
No, but like
I got my hater blockers on. It's tunnel vision. I can't remember the last verse, but Saucy said to body that shit.
No, for the people who are commenting on our Instagram reels and saying like, "Oh, these guys are just posting to be like
quirky
and
or
like
weird, they're trying to do
controversial."
It's like when they like eventually, because those people, they all gonna come around. Like, I subscribe to the fact like when you get to know us, like you will come around. That's how we play around. I think all of us do. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why I'm glad we have this podcast, to just be like have real authentic conversations with people and have fun times. And man, like let's not take ourselves too serious, man. Life's too short. We don't spend enough time with people we love. So let's quit bullshitting. Let's just get straight to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just feel like at the age we're at, you just have to be like okay with like who you have around you and like where you're at. Yeah. Like you can't overthink it. You can't like be like, oh, I wish I wasn't doing like I don't know. You know what I'm talking about?
No,
like,
you get too focused on looking left and right that you don't look in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
All right. Well, we had some fun with the positivity. Let's stir the pot a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about
what's been not bothering us. What we've been thinking about this week, right? Because I would say me and Gage are very cerebral minds.
Yeah, I would say so.
Cerebral, you know what I'm saying? Like we let our two heads do most of our thinking, and some of the topics this week that was a bar. Like y'all fucking okay. All right. I landed that plane. That was hard. Oh my god. Because I never you talked about how we got into your week and how the fact that you've been stressed out at work. I've been stressed out. You know why? Because I've had to move and I've been sleeping on a goddamn sleeping bag for a week, right? And I'm so mad. Like, I wish I could go like a week in the past and tell like older, like, no, or younger, like less good looking Ethan from a week ago, like, Ethan, like, keep your sheets and keep your comforter. Don't sleep in a sleeping bag for a week. Because my mindset, right? So I'm in the process of moving. And I've been clearing out my room. My closet's been very emotional for me because I'm a hoarder and I'm sentimental. Mm-hmm. And my parents came both separate times this weekend to come help me move out. And on Saturday, my mom's was like, so Ethan, what stuff do you want me to take back with you? Like, let's fill up the car, da-da-da-da-da. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't want to give up my TV or, like, my PlayStation because I still want to play with that this week. But I have to give up something. Mm-hmm. And I need the clothes. Like, I have to give up something. So let me just give, like, my sheets and my comforter. Because my whole mindset was like, yeah, I'm only going to be here a week. Like, I could sleep, like, in a sleeping bag and have a blanket and a pillow for a week. That was some of the dumbest shit I've ever thought. Like, I'm so uncomfortable on my bed. Is that what prison feels like? What I'm feeling right now?
Why would you ask me? Like, I'm supposed to know. Oh, yeah, so I know.
Like, I'm so uncomfortable. I have a tiny pillow, like a tiny anime pillow, a sleeping bag, and, like, one of those Sherpa blankets that I'm sleeping
If I'm being
on.
completely honest, though, I feel like this is literally how I always think boys' rooms really are, though. You know
like
what
that,
I mean?
you think how I'm living is how boys are actually living?
Like,
I'm in hell right now.
I'm just saying, like, some boys just actually don't even, like, they literally have a sheet and a tiny little blanket and one pillow.
No, I know some I know some friends that, like, they
and I
sleep
think
like
that's
that.
so odd.
No, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Like,
It's him. He doesn't have a bed.
Okay, hold on.
He doesn't have a bed. He hasn't had the whole time I've known. Shut the fuck up.
Bro, you hold on.
No,
Let me get it off my chest.
You haven't had a fucking bed frame ever since I goddamn known you.
Okay, that's not true.
He has slept on the floor with a mattress.
Let me tell you.
Like some Hoboken.
Okay, so I was doing that here in San Marcos. If you go check out my room at my dad's, it's all pimped out. I've got all of my stuff.
Pimped out, got it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, well, you know what I mean.
Talk to the ladies, man. Let them know what you're
Okay, yeah, you know, I got the pull down bed, man, the Murphy bed. That's the only thing that's pulling out in that room. Sorry.
That's wild.
That was a bar, I know.
Y'all are on it today for sure. Mm-hmm.
That's like, this
okay,
sexy,
no.
though.
Okay, but
like, you bring a chick back to, like, your crib, right? Like, let's role play it. Like, you be you and I'll be the chick.
I don't want to.
I'll be Gage and you'll be the chick.
I thought we were talking about how I only have like one.
No, but I just want to know how you like fuck in the room, like by pulling down a mattress. This is how I imagine it going in my head. Gage is like, oh sorry, like watch out for those clothes on the floor real quick. Yeah, it's fine. No worries. My room's messy too. He flips the light like on some cool. No, not even flip the light. I feel like he
dimmed them shits.
Oh yeah, he got but he claps like he goes. And he claps it a light straight on, and then he dims it. She's like, oh my god, I've never seen dimmers before. I feel like Gage messes with chicks I've never seen dimmers. And then they sit on the couch, right? They're doing some hanky-panky, right? And right before the end of the night, she's like, so, like, what do you want to do? And he's like, oh, like, watch this. And I just imagine him, like, flipping over, like, rolling over the back of, like, the couch and, like, pulling, like his closet, and she'd be like, what are you doing? Are you grabbing me like some clothes for the morning? He's like, no, I'm finding where we're gonna sleep. Whoosh.
That flies out. No, it's actually really fucking cool. But hold on, let's go back to the minimalistic thing because Ethan was right. In my last apartment here in San Marcos, when I was at Sadler, I didn't have a bed frame. My bed was just on the floor, right?
You know what? I used to do that as a kid. I used to take my bed off my bed frame and put it on the floor.
Just cause?
My mattress. Yeah, I just found it
Okay.
really comforting.
Wait, hold on. I love how you just slid that in. Like, I used to like just take my bed frame off like in my mansion and then like slay at the floor.
I didn't say mansion.
You said mansion?
No. I said mattress.
Oh, I think you said mansion.
Come on,
I was
man.
like, why are you flexing like that? Like right now in the pod. Like, I get it. Like I sleep in a
normal
I get it. I sleep in a
neighborhood.
I sleep in a sleeping bag, but you gotta fucking flex on me like that.
Anyways, it was my twin size bed. Like, hey, I was like 8, and I used to just pull that hoe down.
Yeah, okay.
I used to have it. It was comforting being close to the floor for some reason.
Yeah, okay, so Ethan's a liar too because all the other apartments I was living at, I had a bed frame. I had all of the normal shit that normal people sleep with. But when we got to Sadler, I didn't have a bed. Like everything I already had came furnished, all the other apartments. So this one I was like, okay, well I just got to borrow a mattress and I didn't want to buy anything else for the bed because I was just going to be staying there for however long the semester was. So then anytime they would come over, they'd be like, look at this bum with his fucking bed on the floor. Like,
yeah.
I don't care. I don't give a fuck, actually. Like,
That shit
I
is
sleep
Well,
with
that's
them.
why he's literally sleeping with.
Fuck off. Like,
I'm just saying.
that sleeping bag's
at least
hot than a
he's
motherfucker.
not in a what are they called?
Sleeping bag?
A sleeping bag
and
a sleeping bag.
If anything, I'm more minimalistic
First
because
of
I'm
all,
getting closer to
why?
nature.
Where did you get the sleeping bag from?
I always have
Why is
sleeping
it
bag.
here?
And
I used to be in a boy band. I used to be in a boy band.
So
I used to
where
be in
you're
Boy
just gonna
Scouts.
go?
I used to be
Okay,
in Boy
but
Scouts.
you're not in Boy Scouts anymore. You're a grown adult.
And
So
why
what-
do you have an anime body pillow?
Is that a body pillow? Okay, I need to clear some shit. They try to do it with me and lie on my name.
I'm just saying.
I've had a sleeping bag forever because I have a lot of friends that like to spend time with me. Hailey.
But like so you're telling me
My friends-
when
I have
he
this-
would ask you to come like over or whatever,
No,
you
he-
brought your sleeping bag?
I have the sleeping bag here. Like,
Yeah, that's what
I've
I'm
never spent
saying.
the night at Gage crib.
So like what do you, so who,
What's the point of the sleeping bag?
Yeah, who do you
So
spend
my-
the night over here with? Who needs a sleeping bag? Like you
Like
need to take
if
one.
my siblings come over for a weekend, or my brother comes home.
Yeah,
Or
so
not my
you're
brother,
telling me-
but if my friends come over and they need somewhere to sleep, and I only had
You
we
give
just
them
got
a
this couch
sleeping
at the
bag?
beginning of the year. We just got this couch at the beginning
I
of
remember
the year.
bringing it in too.
Yeah, no, and before that we didn't have it, so it was like one person sleep on the couch. I have a sleeping bag. The other person sleeps on the floor with a sleeping bag. Like that just seems like a very reasonable thing to do. Like if I have a sleeping bag, why not use it? Now you sound dumb. Now you sound stupid, right?
Well, I mean, you still have a
I
bed in
just-
there, don't you?
Yeah, but I have no
You don't
mattress
share-
pad. I have no sheets. I
So
have
you
nothing.
wouldn't share like your bed with a friend as a boy?
They're worried about me touching them when they sleeping. I don't know why they have this misconception that I'm gonna touch them while they sleeping.
Oh, because you're.
It's because one time
Oh
should I fit out like the person's name?
no! No.
Nah. Well, okay, hold on.
Okay, one time me and one of my best friends, I slept over at his house, right, in high school, right?
Oh,
And we
okay.
slept in the same bed, which I had no issue with, until the next morning when I just remember I woke up and I was fine, but I just remember I just had him in my arms. And I tried to wake it up, and I was like, oh my bad, and I look at him, and his eyes were like bloodshot red, like I could tell he's been awake for like at least like an hour or two, like trying to wake me up and get him out of this death grip. And ever since then, he was like, every time like he sees like one of my friends, he warns him like, never let Ethan spend the night in your bed, like he's just gonna hold you and never let you go. And I'm like, that's kind of romantic, like I felt like that's endearing.
Okay, so
I don't know.
I guess to stay on this topic, do girls like whenever you have one of your friends over, do y'all sleep in the same bed or do you?
No.
Okay.
For the most part, I mean.
Nobody ever sleeps in my bed besides me. I'm
Like if Ian or Nico came down.
I have a sofa.
That's fair.
I'd give it. Why did Nick to come? I'd give him my bed before like I'd.
You'd
Like,
sleep
one of
with
my-
somebody else.
Yeah, like I don't know why. Like I have enough room where we can just both have our own space.
I don't know. I guess it's different with boys than
Yeah,
it is with
time.
girls.
Well, I think like situations change over time too. Because I feel like as I've gotten, like in high school, whenever I would go spend the night at a friend's house after one of our football games, we didn't have anywhere else to sleep. It was just like my friend's room. So we would be like, okay, we have the bed, we'll sleep there. And I had a funny story about that. My friend sleep fights, so he was punching me in his sleep.
He knocked the fuck out you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then started talking in his sleep. So I was like, yeah, we're not doing that again.
take
I will
this
go
bitch.
sleep on
Wop, wop,
the.
wop, wop.
I will go sleep on the floor in the living room. I'll figure it out. But this is I'm not doing
I
that.
move too much when I sleep too.
Yeah.
Like I move too much where I don't want like to in the morning to hear like that person bitch. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I guess I'm telling you. I guess it's just different with girls.
I think it is because honestly, I've had like one of my female best friends. She's like spent the night here in San Mo, like and not on like no weird shit. And I just gave her my bed. Like I gave her my bed and I just slept like on the sofa. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I guess it depends also like who it is. Cause like one of my best friends from home, like we always have sleepovers when I go home and I see her, and there's a specific room in their house that I love. I love sleeping in there, and it's like a little bed, so it's perfect for just one person. So sometimes I'll just sleep in there, even though like she has her bed.
Do you and your roommates, do y'all sleep in the same bed sometimes? Like if y'all like are having too much fun one night and
No,
shit
actually,
gets wild.
no. I'll have sometimes like if my little sleeps over from like going out with us, or like my other like little, I call her
yeah.
Estrella. So you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
I
guess
feel
it's
that's
just different.
reasonable. But that leads me into our first topic. I know we're 30 minutes in and we haven't even touched on our topics, but I feel like Why do you think, like, since we're all in the process, or me and Gage have been in the process of moving out for some time now. One thing I realized is, like, coming to an end, living with, like, ex and, like, just, like, my guy friends. I honestly could say I've had no real big issues with my guy friends. And I feel like female roommates...
I can say the same.
...have the exact opposite. I feel like the only reason why female roommates stop living with each other is because they have some big issue that happens with them.
I totally agree.
Like, I don't know why. Like, I don't know why it's so hard for girls to live together than it is guys.
I think it's... I don't know. I feel like there's so... Me, personally, I have so many thoughts behind this topic.
It's close to home.
Just a little close to home. It all starts... Like, when it comes to being a roommate, it all starts from your home training. Like, as a child... How you grew up, like, you grew up with brothers, didn't you you grew up with brothers? One brother,
yeah.
Okay, like.
And now I have 2 sisters.
Okay,
so.
It was like siblings. You grew up with siblings, so you know how to live with other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To some degree.
But
yeah.
like, you know, like, just
how to
live,
yeah, like basic.
You know how to respect shared spaces. You know how to respect
when it comes to living with other people. Some people don't do that. Some people never learn that, and that's fine. When it's not their fault being like an only child kind of thing, or I guess like not having like a big friend group or like a close friend group at least of that. And so I feel like it starts there when problems occur now. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's just. Let me just stop.
I mean, so for me, I've been lucky enough to have like cool roommates, and you know, one that I lived with for multiple years. But my freshman year, I started off with a Japanese foreign exchange student, and I don't know if you guys know about like I guess Japanese people in general, but they're very clean, very hygienic, and like they keep everything very like straight. Oh my God. I was in Tower, like in the one room by ourselves. My side of the room was always fucking messy. Like, and I would always feel so bad. But I was like, as long as I'm not doing anything to his side and we're like communicating, and if he wants me to do something or like I need him to do something.
You're just respectful towards his things and
his
how
property.
He wants to live. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I think like guys in general, like guy roommates, they don't hold shit as personal as like girls.
Yeah, no, I feel like it's again, it is like a gender thing for sure when it comes to issues like that.
Because I've heard like female roommates fighting over the stupidest shit.
No, yeah,
like,
for sure. For
shit.
sure, I have been a few arguments over things I would have never thought I'd be arguing about.
Like 3 days later, you're still mad at the person, and you're like, well, this is a dumb. Like why are we even fighting?
No,
like,
yeah, and I
can tell you're holding it in right now.
It's just a lot. I feel like that you just.
Also, I don't think girls, they do a good job like communicating. Like when shit bothers them, they don't set it down early. They do this thing where like
they let it
sit.
They let it sit and they let things go
like simmer,
on.
like
yes,
and go on.
And then what they do is each of them talk shit behind each other's backs.
Yes.
And then they come together and it's like the issue was maybe like a 3 out of 10, but now that they've been talking shit behind each other's back over not cleaning dishes.
No, or
like
they let
3 weeks.
other things bother them. Like they never said anything from the beginning, so they let things like keep bothering them.
Like they get into a fight about dishes, and it's like, you know what? I never even fucking liked your boyfriend anyway, bitch. Like it starts to shit like that, and it's like, wow, like why does that have to do with anything?
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I for sure had a few conversations like that. It's just sometimes there's just certain people you can't live with, and that's fine. I feel like it's totally okay. It's just sometimes it's sad. You have to find out
after
that way.
Yeah,
and I mean,
no, I have a certain like some of my friends I know I can never live with.
And you know what?
And I'm totally okay with that.
It's just sad sometimes when like you already knew that from the beginning, but you're like, okay, like you gotta give it a chance because that's the only option.
That's different. Like with stuff like that, like if my only option was to hang with one of my friends that like they smoke all the time and they dislike it, like stuff I do, then
then obviously it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, there's just some people that
you just can't live with.
You just can't live with.
I'm
You
with
just
you.
can't, and it is a girl-guy thing for sure when it comes to the issues. And I can't say girls are a lot more dramatic about the problems, for sure. But like I said, that kind of stuff comes from basic home training on how they're going to be later on being like roommates with other people, living with other people. And you either get it or you don't, and you're going to learn the hard way when you don't understand it.
Can I tell you a fear of mine? Like, is this a safe space? Like,
Of course it
Well,
is.
I don't know. Is it a safe space to everyone watching?
We'll see.
I guess we'll find out. Yeah.
Now that like my siblings are getting older, right? And I like everybody like I think at some point someone might have to live with their siblings like when you're not at your parents' house. Maybe getting like an apartment with your sister, getting an apartment with your brother at a certain point in life. I'm so scared that I'm gonna have to have my siblings. My siblings are fucking disgusting. Ian, Nicholas, if you're listening right now, you should be ashamed of them. Like, they're so gross. Like, the littlest one, Nicholas, I'm gonna put him on full fucking blast.
Okay.
He does, like, a little sibling ass shit. Like, in the middle of the night, you just see, like, the bathroom light on for, like, 45 minutes. And you're like, what? He must be blowing that bitch the fuck up. And it's like, oh, no, he is, like, literally. Like, you walk in there, and he's trying to, like, tie, like, one of those TNT, like, pop rocks to, like, a packet of ramen. And, like, try to blow up ramen in the bathroom. Like, he does weird shit like that. And you're like, dog, it's, like, 11 o'clock at night. Like, why are you trying to blow up ramen in the fucking, like, bathroom? And his whole thing is like, bro, I don't know. Like, I'm just bored. Like, I don't have anything to do. I'm like, go the fuck outside and go do this shit. Like, just go outside in the backyard. And I'm so scared that now that he's getting older, like, he's going to do this shit to, like, other people. And, like, he's going to be like, hey, Ethan, like, maybe we should get a partner one day. And I'm going to be like,
No, me and my sister had always lived with each other. And I just know I would never, ever. She's, like, too OCD. And it's too much for me to handle. I could never.
Okay, I think we can just like tie a bow on this and be like, at the end of the day, just communicate with your roommates, talk to them, like don't let stuff like escalate.
It's
more
better
than they
to be
should.
honest and fix the problems beforehand than letting them escalate and become bigger issues than it was in the beginning. Kind of.
also.
And then address like your feelings about it too, because like if you're living with someone for 1 year, that doesn't mean you have to live with them for the rest of your life.
It does
or the rest
not
of
mean
college.
it at all. And I also feel like
It doesn't mean you're not friends either.
Yeah, you should also be okay with the fact like, okay, us living together doesn't work out. That's fine. Just now we know that. We have to let it play out now, and next year we know. Yeah. But you shouldn't let it ruin friendships.
And don't take it too personal.
No, and I feel like that's hard for some people when they don't understand those kind of things.
Yeah, I'm with you. Also, be wary of your significant others. I know, luckily, I got lucky with my roommates. None of them get pussy, so...
Yes, I also think it's very...
I don't have to worry about significant others as much. Like,
I think it's crazy when I hear that.
I've had my issues, of course, but like I feel like people need to be self-conscious of the fact that like your significant other doesn't pay rent here. You might pay rent here.
Yes.
Your significant other doesn't pay rent here. So like they should be seen as more as a guest, not like a fifth or sixth roommate, because that's not what everybody else.
I think that's so weird when people do that.
Yeah, because they take
weird.
They take advantage of their roommate's kindness. Because I have never had an issue with like a roommate like bringing like a significant other over, but I've also had friends that they've had issues with, like their significant other's roommate would come over and then she'd act like she'd run the place. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that's not happened to me, but I've had friends that's happened for, where their roommate come over and they'd make a mess everywhere, and then they'd leave, and they'd just be like, "Oh yeah, my roommate, my girlfriend made this mess, my fault." And it's like,
but then they still don't even like pick it up.
Yeah,
or anything.
no, I've seen that happen plenty of times.
That's weird. That's weird. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Simple.
But like I said, my roommates don't get pussy, so.
Crazy.
What y'all want to talk about next?
We should talk about people fighting at Disney World.
Oh yeah, you were saying that.
You brought it up before.
I thought it was pretty funny. There were two families apparently that just got into some argument, disagreement at Disney World, the happiest place on earth, and started throwing hands. Wow.
We're gonna put the video on the screen.
Yeah.
Now.
And the thing about this video that just makes it so funny to me is that they're all fighting with like the Mickey Mouse merch on. And it's like, I can't take this seriously and like look at it and be like, not laugh a little. Yeah. And say, this is funny.
I just want to know what the issue is. Like, I want to know if someone was like talking mess about like one of the family members, Or like, did somebody like cut in front of somebody on a ride line or something?
I'm thinking it could be some petty shit like that.
I feel like it's something really dumb, but at the same time, like, we don't know.
Like, it was definitely something dumb.
They
like,
probably could have.
I haven't
been
been to
like
an amusement park or like Disney World, nothing like that in so long. Like I used to live next to a Six Flags, and even I hated going like to Six Flags just because I'm the type of person. I hate like hot weather. I hate waiting in lines. Like so like amusement parks, Disney World, stuff like that. Like it's not a good mix with me. Like the vibes are not immaculate. So like I get that, especially like if you're taking like a big family and you're already tired the whole day and you have to sit through this whole itinerary list, and now the chick in front of you in line wants to talk shit about you. It's like, shut up, bitch! Like you're just like ready to like take out all your aggression.
I
just one lady in front of you.
Also, people also think when it comes to those things, because I've been plenty of times now to understand. Like I see people who think they run the place, like. Like I come here so often, like I know everything about this, like I know what I'm doing.
So let me get like ahead of you in line. Let me
yeah, or like just like little like weird stuff. I guess I don't know.
I'm pretty sure like Disney like World. You said it was Disney World, Disneyland. Disney World. They have like a shit ton of people like that come here like every weekend to ride all the rides.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, I know about all the exclusive adult clubs and this and that, and like you don't understand. So like you casual, like it's like shut up. Like let me just get these Mickey Mouse ears and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they were probably fighting over like a souvenir cup or something. It's like, oh, this one has Goofy having sex with Donald. And you didn't get it, so
stupid for sure.
Get this mouse tool, man.
Could you see yourself? I could see you totally getting in a fight with a lady. Like when you get older and you have a family, that's some shit you would definitely do.
When it comes to, I feel like people are always like, oh, I see you like doing this. When it comes to like that, I don't know why people think I'm like this hothead and just like ready to like whoop ass for some reason. But for sure, if somebody was talking shit about my family, you're not gonna disrespect me. That's for sure.
Nah, but
that's fair.
But I'm also the one like the type of guy that I'm gonna talk shit back. Like,
oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But like, and I don't know, it's serious shit. Like,
I think it's funny.
I think it's hilarious. Like if some ladies
so
like sees me and my siblings and they'll be like, oh, look at those 3 kids. They don't behave at all. And like I'll just look at the chick and I'll be like, you're 40. Like
why are you talking
married.
This?
Yeah, like you're 40 and you're talking shit to a bunch of 16 or 18
Don't get me started on the whole older people not acting their age.
Oh.
Ugh. I hate that.
Nah, I think it's hilarious. Like,
I hate it.
Because I've been told that I have a PhD in gaslighting, which I'm gonna get into later, and I feel like I use that to like my best of my abilities in those type of situations with like older folk. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, really? Like that bothers you so much? Like tell me why. Like tell me why this makes you.
Why don't we talk about it right now? Why don't we talk about the gaslighting?
Because I've been teasing it for 2 weeks. I really wanted to get, because I feel like, especially people our age, like they don't handle confrontation very well, and so they're like, whenever they're trying to be held accountable for their actions, they don't understand what words mean. Like they don't understand what words mean. I'll give you an example.
Maybe that's why I love confrontation, because like I know exactly what I'm saying and I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Maybe that's why.
That might be why. That's good, like self-reflection. And I like confrontation too, but my whole thing is like a lot of people just don't know. Like I'll give you an example, right? The amount of times I've heard like celebrities like get caught saying like nigga or like get caught saying this and that, and they're like, bro, but context of like how I was using it, and it's like, bro, you guys people don't use context correctly. Like people will get mad at them for like a whole clip of them saying like nigga, and they'll be like, well, the thing is that like 5 minutes before that, like he called me nigga too, so I said it back because I meant it like endearing, and it's like, dog, like you didn't use that word correctly. Like you just be saying shit that other people say, and it's annoying and it frustrates me because I just get bored. I'm like, oh okay, this person's using this lame excuse again. They think it can get away from accountability. You know what I'm saying? That's just an example. I'm pretty sure y'all have words like that too that bother you.
But wait, so what was the word that?
Context. I feel like people don't use context correctly at all.
But like, in this situation, you're right. Like, yes, like the word context is not used properly because like what they were talking about had nothing to do. Like it didn't justify what was going on. But,
yeah,
like,
I'm not saying that context isn't important because I feel like I know where you're going.
Yeah.
I think context is important, but I think a lot of people, that isn't context. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you saying like, that's an excuse. Like they get excuse confused with context, and you're like, no, that's an excuse. That's not like context. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see exactly what I'm saying?
Yeah, because man, it's so hard because like context is is basically like everything that
but it's
leads
not,
up to something. You
sort
know
of,
what I
but
mean?
it's not. But it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say like, we go to the grocery store, right? And you smack the fuck out of this old lady. That she might have said
Context. Hold on. She took the last yogurt.
Yeah.
And I really wanted that yogurt.
Yeah, but that's not context. That's an excuse. That's an excuse.
Yeah. Because that was wrong.
Well, I mean, yes, but I mean, that's
Like,
still context. Like, it might be
yeah,
wrong,
yeah.
but
You're
it's still
trying to
context
use
of
it-
what
You're
happened.
trying
trying
to
to use it to
use
explain-
the context as an excuse
Okay,
for,
alright.
for them
Yes.
doing wrong.
Thank
I
you,
see
Xavier.
that now.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get that, but like, you could still use the word context. It's not incorrect.
It's not incorrect, but
But
people
it's
need to
immoral.
It's
understand.
overused.
Yeah.
That's what. But it's overused,
Okay.
and what I mean is like it's overused, and it's like, bro, you might as well just say like, well, it's because of this, like that's why I did it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a bunch of words.
Okay, so what other
some
words
words.
bother you, Ethan? What other
Oh,
words?
don't get me started. Well, I said mine. Do y'all have any words that bother y'all?
Hailey?
What? I got another one. Toxic pisses me off.
Okay, that's just literally the
You should say toxic?
Yeah. I think people need to understand the word toxic and how they use it.
Also, like, fuck Brent Fires, but not fuck Brent Fires. Let me explain. Brent Fires, people listen to Brent Fires and Xavier on now and this new school R&B, and they think that's what toxic means.
Is.
And so they use toxic in their day-to-day life, and
No.
that's the bit that pisses
I
me the
remember
fuck
when I
off.
like told someone like, "Oh, this is the kind of music I like," and I was like, "Oh, Summer Walker, I love her." They're like, "Red flag, that's toxic," and I'm like, "Huh?" I don't think it's toxic because I like connect with her music, and I think people like look at only her music and think like, "Oh, she likes to like
I also
talk
think
shit and da da da." When that's not toxic for me to like listen to it. It's just like I understand it.
No, I'm with you because I feel like people don't like toxic, they think shitty behavior is toxic.
Yeah,
behavior. So I know
and
this person's shitty. Like, I don't know. Like,
I mean,
feel
there's things that are toxic for sure that people are like, okay, like the whole.
I think the way I consider like toxic in the sense of toxic behavior, like in context, is I think of it. I use it like how it's like ingrained behavior, ingrained like bad behavior.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's exactly how I see it because, like, when people talk about like, oh, toxic relationships, I feel like that's what they try to like mean by it.
Yeah.
Because when you're over here talking to somebody for a year. And yet you're not dating, but you have these relationship problems, and you like let it be, like.
And you find joy in it.
Yeah, you obviously are letting it happen.
And it entertains you.
Yeah, and you can't just leave it alone sometimes and let it be.
And
That's toxic.
you go with your friends and you bitch about it all the time. Oh, such and such.
Yeah.
He won't stop bothering me. She won't stop bothering me. They
or
blowing
they're
up
over
my
here
phone.
making me cry,
Okay.
yet you're going to go see them.
Yes,
Like
that.
the next hour. How does that make sense? That's
So-
toxic.
So let me, can I like try to define the word?
Yes.
Is it finding pleasure in being a shitty person? Can we say like that's what toxicity is?
I feel like that's half of it, almost.
Okay,
I'm not mad at
so
that.
what am
I'm
I
not mad
missing?
at
What am I missing from
I'm
that
not-
definition?
I'm trying to like get my words.
I'm with you.
I'm trying to get my words because that literally I feel like that's
Yeah.
it. But I feel like there's a little more to it sometimes, other than like being just a shitty person, but letting shitty things continue to happen. Does that make sense?
I get what you mean. I feel like that's
Like,
another
yeah,
level.
okay, like, yeah, you're a shitty person and you're doing all these things, but I'm also toxic because I'm letting you continue to do them to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. That's interesting though, because like now.
Ooh. What's the
Go
difference between toxic and self-sabotaging?
Okay, I can do that for sure.
What's the difference? I'm asking. Is there a difference?
Because I self-sabotage myself all the time, but I personally don't think it's toxic of me to do it the way I do it sometimes. Wait.
Because I would consider self-sabotage. I would consider self-sabotage as toxic.
I have been told that, but I don't do it out of like being a shitty person, but me trying to not hurt myself. Does that make sense?
I think I get what you're saying.
Like, I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but I just didn't want to hurt my own feelings later on in the process of things, you
I feel
know?
like in a relationship, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I do that all the time. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
At this point.
No, I get what you mean. I think I get what you mean. I know some of the listeners and the people behind the camera might be confused right now.
Yeah, and they're probably like, "What the fuck are these guys talking
Yeah,
about?"
but let's also know there's a lot of backstory to a lot of things. There's a lot of
context.
A lot of context that y'all don't know that they do know. So they understand what I'm trying to say right now.
I guess what I'm trying. I think I get. Let me see if I can simplify. Right. Let me put my goggles on. I feel like what you're trying to say is that like because I don't do it with the intent of trying to like I don't do it maliciously, but I do it selfishly.
Yeah.
I do it maliciously. No, I do it selfishly, but not maliciously.
Yeah.
So I'm not toxic. I still think you're wrong. But
No, and I totally agree with that. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying that's for sure something that I can work on as a person. But we all have things we can work on.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying.
We're not all perfect human beings.
We're not perfect.
So let me, I guess, kind of go back to what we were talking, like with the word toxic, when we're defining a person, I think that's what we said is like deriving pleasure from being a shitty person, right?
Yeah.
But how do we use the word toxic when we're just talking about like a certain action that someone does? Like someone might not be toxic, but what they do might be toxic. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like,
toxic behavior.
Yeah,
toxic behavior for
Ooh,
sure
that's a good one.
is a difference between that and being a toxic person.
Being a toxic person.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, let's go back to Brent Faiyaz, because Brent Faiyaz has been labeled like the toxic king.
Yeah.
Future gets that a lot too, the toxic king. So what about them makes them the toxic kings that we're praising as men? Like, is it the fact that, you know, they disrespect women? And
I don't think they look at that's the thing.
Is it disrespecting women?
Like,
Disrespecting women is toxic, but is it just overall disrespecting like your partner toxic? Ooh.
I would say so, because I mean, like, it depends. I mean, we're opening a whole can of worms there, because like it depends on like what your relationship is with that person.
Let's do this, right? I'm gonna give y'all both of y'all, right? I'm gonna give y'all 5 perceived examples of toxic behavior. You're gonna tell me if they're toxic or not.
I can do
Simple
that.
yes or no. All right. First up, lying.
Toxic. Oh, okay. Again,
Hold
it's
up.
like situational.
Okay. So you said lying's toxic, right? Go.
yeah.
Manipulation.
Toxic.
Yeah.
Selfishness.
That's not toxic. I feel like everyone has to be selfish
Yeah, no.
to some degree.
Gaslighting.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's another word we need to define because
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Gaslighting is toxic. I think gaslighting is just something people came up with, like more.
No.
But gaslighting is something women came up with to explain why they keep losing like logical arguments. In my
you're being
belief,
toxic right now, Ethan.
Yeah, I hope I am.
No, for sure.
Shit
For
out.
sure, this is like Ethan's true being of how
I
he
really
is.
hate gaslighting. I feel like gaslighting is what
I think
people-
it depends on what you've been through and what like the situation was that people were like, oh, they were gaslighting me. Cause so how are you like my thing is when it comes to gaslighting, because people just love to do that with me.
You said that so psychotic. People love doing it.
People like
It's
gaslighting.
like, how are you now switching it up after I came to you to tell you something that I didn't like you were doing, but now you're coming back at me with things that have nothing to do with it and getting mad at stuff like that happened forever ago, but you're bringing it up now just because I'm bringing up something that you did wrong. So now I'm the bad guy in the situation to where like now I'm apologizing for the argument we just had and for making you yell and for making myself cry.
But sometimes,
Kinda thing.
can we keep it a buck? Sometimes women make themselves cry. Can we keep the honest? Can we keep it 1,000? I
I have for sure fake cried over the phone. Most definitely have.
So what we doing? I don't understand.
Then again, that's a toxic thing that I was in that I was letting happen to me. So like that was my fault. Like that's how I was being toxic. Like I was letting that happen to me, and so I was being toxic back with it. That's a whole different thing. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like you can't just switch up the roles just because I'm telling you something that you're doing wrong, but all of a sudden now you're mad at something that I did, but like you didn't bring it up then.
No, I hear what you're saying. You're just speaking French to me right now. Like this, like.
Okay, so how do you define gaslighting?
Like, yeah.
What do
I'm
I think
just
gaslighting is?
Yeah,
what
like
is
what?
it?
Like truly, not what
I don't think
people
gaslighting is
think
a
it
thing.
is.
I don't think gaslighting is a thing.
Okay, but it's a thing.
But it's
It is
not
a thing. No,
it is
it
not a
is.
thing. But it's not.
What do you
So
mean?
what do you call? Okay, I'm sitting here. What do
Yeah.
you call?
Should we role play?
Yeah, we're gonna role play right now.
Okay,
Because I don't know what gaslighting is. Apparently, I don't know what
So,
gaslighting is.
say whatever. We're a couple.
Okay.
God, we're a couple. A month ago, you saw me laughing over here with him and like having a conversation.
Yeah.
And you didn't like the way it looked, but it wasn't anything. Obviously, like we're just friends, but you didn't like it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. A month later, you were just at the club letting the bitch twerk on you, and I'm over here telling you did that hurt me, Oh, but now all of a sudden you're gonna yell at me for what I had did a month ago. What do you call that?
I call that getting your get back.
Okay.
That's gaslighting.
That's not gaslighting.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, you're done. He's done. No.
It's a form of
no,
gaslighting.
because literally that's just like a toxic trait for you to say.
But I don't think so.
Gaslighting's not a thing. That's not a thing. You're just wrong and I'm right. Period.
Because I really do believe that a lot of times.
And you know what? Everyone has their own opinion. I feel really bad for your girlfriend.
I feel like I'm a great partner, like just overall. Like I feel like.
Like you're not gonna have those problems.
No, I feel like that's not a problem because it doesn't exist.
No, I feel like with certain people, I feel like you as a person and who you are and how you are with girls, you care a lot about them, but you would never want to hurt them in those ways.
I like that.
Where,
Say that again.
To where you would
Right
never put yourself in a position to gaslight or let girls gaslight you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I disagree highly. I've been told that I have a PhD in that shit and that I'm like I use it. It's like my go-to.
Maybe
like,
this is just like something that you're just unaware of, and you.
I think it must be because I really don't think like it's like. Am I gaslighting right now?
Yeah.
This is gaslighting what I'm doing right now.
Okay, so
Oh my.
you're gaslighting us
okay,
into
okay,
thinking
okay.
that gaslighting
Like, it's
isn't
not-
real.
Yeah, like you're over here like.
I think gaslighting is just,
Like we're wrong right now. To you, we're wrong right now.
no. I just think
saying
y'all are speaking like Tibetan. Like I don't know. Like y'all are speaking like.
and that's fine. I guess you know what. I guess you're just gonna have to learn one day.
Hold on, can we get an
And
opinion
it's-
from an impartial party? X, I see you.
No, he's
making
very
some face.
partial.
He
Wait.
wants to say something so bad.
No, my thing is this: like gaslighting, by definition, it does exist, but it's not what it was defined as. Gaslighting is like you told a lie, but she's arguing with you, so now you're gonna go, "No, I never said that to you," even though she has evidence.
You're making someone believe that
you're being manipulative. Essentially, gaslighting is just a facet of being toxic, which is a facet of being manipulative.
Yes.
Essentially, they're all the same. They're all like the same.
They are the same things, just different levels.
Yeah, different levels.
Okay, I sort of get that then.
okay.
And I really didn't disagree for people who didn't think I'm toxic because I think that's stupid.
Hey, we made progress.
I feel like
here,
I feel like if me and you are having an argument, right? I don't really that situation that you said it doesn't happen to me, right? Because I don't get caught like that. Like,
Caught.
A person like me don't get caught like that.
No, Ethan, you should never done that. You don't do those things at all. You're a good person.
I'm a good guy.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that like when stuff like that happens is like when a person like I'll see you an example, right? When a person says that like I made them feel a certain way, my response is
No, I didn't.
no, like not that I know I didn't, is that like I'm not invalidating your feelings. Like you felt that and I can't say you didn't feel that. But I can also say like I consciously did not know that I was trying to do that. So stop trying to treat me like I'm a war criminal.
I also think people.
But I've heard me using the war criminal example by me calling them saying that I'm being treated like a war criminal is gaslighting. But I feel like it's just a simile. Like I feel like that's just like a comparison. It gets me in trouble.
I don't know.
You get PTSD right now?
Just a little. It's because like I see what you're trying to say. That I feel like you're trying to say like everyone has their own opinions and is able to feel how they feel. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yes, I'm saying everybody can. You can feel how you feel, but at the same time, I could feel that what you're feeling is fucking stupid.
But that's
not gaslighting.
No. But that's just how you feel. I totally 100% agree with that. I feel like if you feel a certain way, that's totally okay.
And that's not toxic either.
That's not toxic. That's just how you feel. Because me personally, no one's going to come and tell me how I feel is wrong because this is how I feel. You're not gonna change it. You made me mad. You made me mad. Regardless. Like, and if I made you mad, then I made you mad, and I'm not gonna be like, oh, you can't be mad. No, you can't be mad. Everyone is able to feel how they want to feel.
Yeah.
And I feel like no one should question it.
Yeah.
But, like, at the same time,
I guess that...
like, you can't unknowingly, like, hurt someone's feelings and then be like, no, yeah, like, I didn't hurt your feelings, even though, like, it did hurt their feelings. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to explain it. I can't explain it right. Like, you can't just come over here, yell at me, like, bitch at me, and then I'm upset, and then you be like, oh, you can't be upset.
I didn't even say anything to you.
I didn't say anything to you that was, like, that
hurt your
mean,
feelings.
or da-da-da. Like, that's not okay.
I've gotten in that argument a bunch of times, too. So I'll say...
Hey, I mean...
We made a little progress.
I mean...
yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think it's just because I know how you are.
What do you mean?
I just know how y'all are. Exactly. Yeah.
Me? What?
Like, to where, like, everything you're saying just makes sense to me, and it might not make sense to them sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
like, I understand how, like, what he's saying. Like, we're over here, like...
Yeah.
But, like, that we know how he is. So it just makes sense to us.
Yeah, you just need to know Ethan on a personal level. And you can get to know him more by watching our videos.
And if you see me out in public, like, I'm approachable if you want to come talk to me.
All right. So we are actually at the hour mark. We've had honestly, this has been a really fun episode. I feel like we discussed a lot of serious topics that, you know, people who are in college or around our age could, you know, draw some good lessons from.
Mm-hmm.
But this is your opportunity to tell our viewers how anything.
PSA time.
Yeah,
Public
PSA.
service.
Get it
PSA
off your
time.
chest.
Something
Yeah.
that's been on your chest for the past week.
I mean, anything.
Okay, well, I'm gonna, like...
Look into the camera
okay.
right there.
Yeah, just right there.
Right there.
Okay. Sorry, let me fix myself.
Let me fix myself. Yeah, here we go.
So y'all can understand this.
All right.
I'm gonna say it again. It is okay to feel exactly how you feel. No one should change your mind about it, question it. If you feel a certain way, you are allowed to feel that way.
Hey. Yeah, I like it.
Can I get a mini PSA this episode?
Yeah. Wait, what?
Can I get a PSA too this episode?
Go ahead.
Gaslighting is not a thing.
Oh my
Don't let your
God.
partner tell you this when you win the argument.
I thought
That's
we
the
made
trump card.
progress.
Turn it
That's
off.
my PSA.
All
Turn it
right,
off.
that's gonna be it.
Yeah, no, you're
Is
done.
that a great time to end it? I have to get that shit up. Also, if you're moving, don't sleep in a sleeping bag for a week.
Yeah.
That's a good one too.
That's also a good one.
All right.
Yeah, I'm struggling right now.
I can't believe I actually came on this.
I know I had fun.
Yeah. See, it wasn't that bad, right?
It wasn't that
No,
bad.
it wasn't as bad.
For
I
those
was
who-
still nervous.
Yeah.
Are we still recording?
Yeah. Are you still recording?
I'm still recording.
Okay, cool. Then, yeah, you were watching our recording.
Is there anything you want to plug?
Yeah,
I don't know
anything-
if you have anything to plug. If you don't, that's okay.
What's a plug?
Like to plug?
Yeah, like
to
anything
promote?
that you want to like promote, basically.
Oh. No.
No, you don't want to promote yourself. Like we could put your IG.
Oh,
and
duh.
all that stuff. Yeah. Okay.
You
Okay.
can
Cool,
go
cool.
Like if
follow
you're
me.
6 foot and above,
Don't listen to him.
I don't judge, but the lowest
Oh, you don't like short
5'10".
kings? No short kings.
She's lying. Don't let her fucking lie. Let's end the episode. Let's end
Ethan's
it.
the only short king for
End
sure.
the episode. End the episode. You hurting me.
Go ahead, go follow me.
All right. Well, Hailey, thank you so much for joining the show. We really appreciate it. For another episode of our recording, thank y'all for watching.
Before we go, I have a new nickname. We didn't talk about it.
Okay, let's hear it.
Give my nicknames first, and I'll give you my nickname.
The young Rottweiler, the 5'5" of pure temptation, the Matrix,
Pablo Frescobar.
the blonde bomber. I don't know.
The
Keep
blonde
going.
bomber. Pablo Frescobar, and the newest one I've been dubbed is the double back king.
Oh no! Yesterday you said ETH Meister, and I wanted to kill myself.
East is my very first one. That was my first one.
All right. Well,
He was gonna wrap this episode. That was so
yeah,
bad.
I know.
So bad.
Yeah, I'm 007. Thanks for watching, guys. We really appreciate it, and you should go follow and subscribe and all that junk, because
Yeah, at 200 subscribers, I'm starting OnlyFans. Full nudity. Get ready. It's coming.
my mental health is deteriorating. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all next week.
It's blue.